Alright, I have to do it like this because it's just too much, too many shorts. Here we go.
You're saying what they're saying is they're basically gaslighting. They're accusing your side of the family of
And then I
what was
had to go
happening
make dinner.
when she was with the other side of the family.
I don't know that. I know that I saw those behaviors too, and I called Child Protective Services because I don't care who it was. I would want her safe from whoever it was, no matter what. If they were seeing those things as well, they could have called
I'm
you.
so pissed.
I think that that's the right thing to do.
Absolutely. And how would you describe, because custody battles are always difficult, it's never easy, but how did the two families get along or not get along? How bad was it, or was this unexpected, this development?
The development itself was unexpected. I mean, their split obviously wasn't great. I don't have a huge problem with most people. I can pretty much understand where they're coming from. I don't have negative feelings toward the Ongs. I think that they're misguided. I think what they're doing is pretty gross, but maybe they're scared. Maybe they're trying to get out in front of whatever this is and trying to sway public opinion to save their son. I can't fault them for that. Samara has always tried to maintain a relationship between Soraya and her father. It's very important to her. It's very important to our whole family. The people that Soraya loves should always be in her life unless they're a danger. The custody battle itself, it wasn't, I mean, they were in a great position. They had lawyers. We had nothing. We did mediation to settle for 50-50. We were terrified to go up against them with no representation. And so that's what Samara ultimately settled for, because they were going for full custody with no visitation for Samara.
And Shauna, how do you think Soraya is responding to all of this? Like, what do you know your granddaughter, how do you think she's handling this?
Oh my god.
I know Soraya loves her dad, and I believe Soraya loves Nadia. One of the things that we pray for is that she doesn't even know this is happening, that she thinks she's on an adventure with her dad. I'm sure she misses her mom. She's very close to her mom, who she calls mommy, by the way. I know that was in there too. I'm sorry. We're just hoping she doesn't really know.
This is sad.
Alina, this is such a delicate situation that we're in, and what Sean is telling me, like, they have a lawyer, and Samara didn't, like, and this is the response to whatever, you know, the problems were. It doesn't make sense to me. What's your sense, Alina? Do you think, do you get any sense from anywhere that they may just kind of understand the public pressure and then say, okay, let's just end this and let's bring her home and try to figure this out?
Yeah, I think they need law enforcement to put out a message and be like, all right, listen, here's where you need to go. You're going to be okay. Like, maybe give them, you know, some, like, a safe spot or some message to them that, listen, if this didn't go, if you just meant to, like, go away for a couple of weeks and send some message like, hey, I want the kid or something, or the baby, you know, but it got too far. Now you don't know how to come back from this, and, you know, now you're scared because now you have a warrant out and you're a fugitive. You know, how do we bring them back and let them know that, you know, you're going to be okay when you come back? Not everybody's going to be in trouble. We'll make this work out. Let's just get this baby back home, you know? That's what we want to get that message out to all three of them. I know the baby's not going to understand, but, you know, we want her to know that everybody's looking for her, too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Alina Smith, Crime Scene Collective, doing great work. Thank you so much. Shauna, our thoughts are with you, and we will continue to cover this story and keep those images in front of everyone, so we can have you back on the show when Soraya comes back.
God, it's sad, you guys. We've got to get this out. Why are not my fellow YouTubers not talking about this?
Thank you.
Why is nobody talking about this? This is no, this is not all over social media. That's the thing. No, it's not. I haven't seen nothing. This is the first.
This doesn't make sense. This is not.
This is the fucking first since I've heard about this.
There she is, 2 years old, little Soraya, missing, with her father, Aaron Ung, and the father's new fiance. Why on earth? Why on earth
Why?
did he abscond with her? It makes no sense. But the bottom line is that child needs to come back home. I want to show you something else, because we've been talking about this bizarre press release from the father's family, the fugitive father's family. Something else that they're pointing out, they said, when Samara lived with Aaron in various residences, she kept their home like a pigsty. Aaron would complain of having to pick up after dirty diapers, sometimes up to 24 at a time, all over their home. Here's one image of how Samara kept one of their residences, a studio apartment in Moscow, Idaho. Like, okay, I get it. You want to? This is the stuff you're supposed to do like in court. Right? They have judges that will make decisions based upon evidence. This isn't a case you try in the public after the father takes the child away and is who knows where with this child tonight. I don't understand this. Let me bring in my guest with me, still with us, founder of Crime Scene Collective, Alina Smith, and now joining us tonight, private investigator, criminologist, and profiler, Jason Jensen, and joining us live here in studio, family law attorney and law professor at Emory University, Randy Kessler. Randy, I want to begin with you on this, and I'm so glad you're able to come in tonight, on a Friday night, by the way. Can this is from your perspective, because you deal with custody battles all the time,
Wow.
is there a way for Soraya to come back home safely? How do we get this done?
Well, I think Grandma was very good, right? The last thing you want to do is to alienate him and scare him that he's going to be in really, really bad trouble. You know, it's like anything. You want to get the child back first, and it will be better for him, and I always say this to him if he's listening, if he does it voluntarily. It's always better. You put your child first, you have a lapse of judgment. There will be some excuse, some defense, just like, look, I did it. I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't trust the court system. We know how the court system has made mistakes in the past. I made a mistake. Here's my daughter. But please make sure that we correct these issues that I'm concerned about. Much, 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 much better for him than if he's found still hiding the child.
And let's just put this, I mean, he comes back voluntarily with the baby safe and, you know, does what you're saying. He gets to see his child.
But where's the
You know,
mom?
rapists get to see the child. People that are in jail for life get to see the child. So he will probably have a relationship with the child. He's going to have to defend his actions.
Oh, absolutely.
There'll be consequences. But if he wants a relationship with the child, because if they find the child now and take the child against his will, there's a good chance he doesn't see his child for a long time because no one wants to put the child in that kind of danger again. That's his chance.
This is the opportunity is now. Bring that baby back. Let's bring in Jason Jensen. Jason, I know you've been following this story. What are your thoughts about where Soraya could be tonight? How do they track her down?
Well, you know, that's a very good question because it sounds like they are in Mexico right now, and typically, you know, you're going to go to one of these luxury resorts for $300 a week, like Cabo San Lucas or something. So that's where I would primarily focus my searches. But, you know, so far you guys are right that the quicker he brings her back and voluntarily submits himself to the jurisdiction of the court, the better, because he's facing a long-term supervised situation if he does not.
I want to read something else that was put out. And again, this was the press release from the father's family trying to smear Samara, the mother. And they put some text messages up there where Samara says, "No one bleeping loves me. I want to be dead so badly." Then Aaron says, "Yes, I can. I meant right now. Samara, nah, I just said you couldn't. Don't worry about it. Just stay. Aaron, I can call in a few minutes. Samara, I just cry myself to sleep. Can you get me a cart? I'm a bleeping mess. Aaron, what's wrong? I don't know. I'm just in a really dark place in my life. Please, I really need a cart." Alina Smith, going through this is just a blatant attack to try to justify
A weed cart.
unjustifiable action by a father. He has a lawyer. You go to court. You make a motion. You do whatever you need to do. You don't do this. But now they're making it worse by trying to justify it.
Right, I know, and I went through everything as well, and I made notes. And on that one, you know, sometimes people use cannabis for a lot of things, and to me that looks like she was going through some anxiety, and maybe that's what she needed it for. We don't know if she has a diagnosis. We have no idea because we don't hear that side of it.
We don't. Cannabis works for anxiety. Let me tell you.
Sorry, but I wanted to talk about the other text message that he put on there, the one that shows timestamps, and it says that I'm on the phone with my sister, and then says, okay, that's fine. And then later on she goes, I'm sorry, I felt like this. I'm sorry. But then they circled, well, I get in my head, my trauma brain makes me, my decisions and, you know, whatnot. But the timestamps on there show that she wrote that around 1 a.m. or so, and then her next one is around 5 a.m. And she's clearly upset because he didn't come home that night. He was out partying with the guys. So, you know, when two people are young and dating, that's typical. Go back on, you know, how we...
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
We're younger. If one of us were out late at night, the other one got pissed off.